So I may have just stumbled upon something interesting. Uh, da- is that as Qing, you might actually be able to prevent a war with Great Britain by just simply making a treaty with them at the start of the game, which would be incredibly useful. So if I simply do this, draft a treaty, defensive pact, they are welcome. They can have like, they can have trade privilege, investment rights, and they can have some money, I guess. Oh, but they also want us to have trade privileges, I guess. That's a bit weird that they want us to have that, but sure, yeah, we do that. 25 years of defense with Great Britain. Have a little bit of iron frame production. Then we annoyingly need some non-iron frame production. Annoying, I say annoyingly because it will now forever basically default to iron frame production. Wonder if we could just do it like that, and then instead of let me just have it like this. Will that work? Will it now make wood frame? Okay, well, okay, good. That's good. That is good. First things first, let's start doing military tech. And let's try and get homesteading enacted. These armies are always very badly. Oh, can I like? I cannot disband them all at once. That is a bit of a shame. I could merge them. That would solve my issue. Merge. Oh, thank God. Whoever implements that is a hero and deserves a raise. Why can't I merge? Okay, I guess because there's too many commanders, right? Good. Armies for the most part sorted out. Very excellent. Okay. Okay, we now have this treaty. That's great. Can we get a defensive treaty with Russia as well? Unlikely. We might have to give up some soil for that. Didn't actually want any of that stuff. That doesn't even help us that much. No subventions on hardwood. We'll give you a bunch of tea. We'll give you a bunch of silk. Give you some liquor. Oh, I guess they don't. It's unlikely to go through. No, let's try it without things. So no subventions, no tariffs. Ooh, that would actually be probably much of an asshole. Okay. The problem with giving them a treaty port is that they, for whatever reason, don't want to give us like, if basically the AI ever like um doesn't go for like a treaty port. Well, stuff. Talif. Do they want any of that suit? Compute. Yeah. What if I say, okay, well, you have treaty port for Formosa, and in return, I want some shitty Russian land. Wait, they actually care about having multiple treaty ports? Okay. Interesting. Cheetah has a lot of resources. So does Tomsk. Cheetah, Tomsk. So let's see. Cheetah, Tomsk, whatever that land is. Okay, let's try and just see how much of the east we can actually get. Buryata, or whatever the hell that place is. Cheetah, Tomsk. How far will money go? They don't care. I think, oh, okay, 16, okay. All right, we're art of the dealing. Goods transfer. They don't care that much about any of that shit. How much do they care about money? Alright, so the 50,000 is like, I guess, the best they want, but 50,000 is a lot of money. Prohibit trade with the world. If you did that, that would be something. Sadly, just giving them investment rights they don't like for whatever reason, and then giving them monopoly doesn't do anything. No subventions. Pretty sure I already do that. Just not wood. I'd owe you one, pal. Oh, so I'd trade 3 treaty ports for Tomsk and Chittai, which have a lot of resources in them. And then basically that's it. They don't really care about anything else, I don't think. Oh, they won't actually. No, okay, I already did that. Money transfer, treaty ports, they don't care. Transfer states, they don't care. I don't see why they would be happy about prohibiting world trade with anyone, but sure. No, there isn't any states I don't think that are like more useful. No, that's a deal. Oh, the wall of text. The September Convention. We get some more of our territories back. Can't believe they agreed to Tomsk. That's hilarious. Tomsk will, I guess, forever be like an excellent thing for me to try and trade with them. Suddenly they want, oh, they care a lot about military axes now. They don't care. They would like Tom's. They don't, not unwilling to give like a reasonable amount for them. Military access for. Oh, what? Why don't they care about that? Traded states recently. All right. Don't know what that means recently, but sure. They really want that. They really want military access. They would not be willing to pay 100% for it. They would maybe be willing to pay. No, no. Okay, they're not. They're unwilling to do it. Yeah, so yeah, I guess they like really want it, but they don't really want it for like anything that is like too much on their end. That sort of makes sense. Touche AI, touche. Yeah, okay, fine. Well, we'll keep that in mind. Let's make these lands hard to take. Yeah, that was a lot of resources we potentially traded for, which is nice. Let's see if we can get some funny treaties with Mexico. Or even one of the other powers. Cooperative and cordial. I assume it's literally impossible for any block to have leverage in us. Well, actually, maybe not. We're only minus 900. So did they make it so it's actually no longer impossible? I guess they must have capped it at 1,000, because otherwise it's ridiculous. Predicted leverage. 11%. Oh, okay, we do have massive leverage. Yeah, there's no way. Okay, well, we'll do our diplomacy and then we'll form our block. If you join the power block of Russia or Britain, can't they vassalize you for free? No. Um, what's your favorite power block to form? The Trade League. Why? Because the Trade League lets you go. For one, it basically only really cares about how powerful your production is. It doesn't give a shit about anything else. Like, it doesn't care about infamy. It doesn't care about how much the members really like you. Like, it cares about it very little. So Trade League is actually one of the best. If you're just talking about bonuses, Military Treaty has like the best bonus, 20% training rate. But Trade League is like the best for actually unlocking mandates really quickly. Like the religious. Wait, does the religious block? The religious block doesn't give you a 5% birth rate? Oh, it does. Oh my god. What? Did they buff it recently? Because that's insane. That is nuts. That is actually crazy. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Because if I knew known that before, oh my god. I mean, maybe we want to go religious then. In that case, though I imagine getting like the cohesion is pretty hard to actually do. Divine economics or this one, sacred civics. Oh, these 30 oversight. That's crazy. That is actually insane. Yeah, because I mean, I could in the past I could see like why would you ever get the divine economics? Like unless you're playing like Japan or something, like converting religion is not really like that useful for you. Um, 5% birth rate. That's insane. You can then stack that with the 5% from the food production guys, the food production company. And then you get reduced mortality rate from the agricultural one, and then you can basically get like a growth rate of 5%. That's crazy. Okay, yeah, maybe we'll go for religious convocation. I've never actually gone. It thrives in religious homogeneity. Homogeneity. So religion, higher diplomatic proposed acceptance, liberties higher. Impose same church state law. I mean, I guess sacred civics is only useful for like Christians, I imagine. Because there's not really many Confucian states out there. In fact, I think there's only one, and that's us. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that is true. I don't think China actually gives that much of a shit about birthright, in fairness. Like you kind of can't even build like I found like until like the late game you can't even build fast enough to actually outdo China stuff. But anyway, let's see. Can we steal California from these guys? Steal, I mean pay for California. For guaranteeing their independence. Military systems, we're not going to be able to give them. They don't care about treaty ports, rightly so. That would be pretty crazy if they cared. No subventions, money transfer. Do they care about money? They do, but they kind of drop. It kind of drops off after a while. I mean, for them, this would be like a great deal. That does not matter. Do they need any goods from us? They do. I love this new system, I will say. But if you think wood construction and build a wood farm everywhere, I think you can have huge construction number. Yep, you definitely can. You definitely can. Yeah, you want to be on wood, at least in the early game. The wood is terrible. Like it is like gonna take quite a bit to get enough from wood. They don't want investment rights. Do they have any monopolies? No, they don't. I don't think so. They don't give a shit about any of that. They care about goods transfer, but not like they're. It's only like a little bit that they care about it. We might be able to. We might be able to peacefully trade for California. Imagine that. We don't really have much trade going on with them. Yeah, they also don't really understand that if I was paying them money for longer, that would be better for them. We're close to being able to do something here, but 5% chance of them succeeding. I hope this is the high octane Victoria 3 gameplay you tuned in for. I'm just intrigued by the possibility. Trade privileges, they don't care. Okay, they do care about our trade privileges. They care about military assistance. Not really. They don't care about any of that. Oh, you can join block through this. That would be interesting. We can't give them a law commitment. That is a shame. Well, this is like a 67% chance to get California for free. Well, free. Well, we're paying for California, but we're not paying that much for California. we're paying a lot for it for what it has now. Like, this is a great deal for Mexico right now. But we have deep, deep pockets. Yeah, no, they still need. Yeah, no, okay, never mind. You still need, like, leverage conditions to be fulfilled. Declined. Damn, what a shame. Whoa, now they care a lot about that. Okay, but as soon as I start transferring estate, they will not give as much of a shit. Alright. Yeah, we'll just have to wait. Or we'll just have to take California by force. I mean, there is that too. They want a defensive pact with us. That's crazy. I mean, these regions have great resources. I wonder if New York's for sale. Probably can't afford it. Can I afford, like, anything of theirs? I might be able to afford Louisiana. But let's try New York. That would be hilarious if I could purchase New York. That would be the most insane deal you could ever possibly imagine. I don't think so. I think it's like a bit too far-fetched. Purchasing a colony for sure. Purchasing a ridiculously developed state. Almost certainly not, right? I might be able to get Louisiana from them. That would be funny. Do a Louisiana purchase. They don't give a shit about me doing any laws, I don't think. No, they don't care. Why don't they care? I guess they don't give enough of a shit about democracy. They're like neutral about that. They like mutual trade privileges. They barely care about giving a monopoly on thingies. Nah, I think we're not gonna get there. Not with New York. I don't know if we're going to be able to improve on this. They don't care about tariffless trade. Suspension of tariffs. Prohibit. Blah, blah. You don't care about investment rights, trading privileges. They would care a little bit about mutual trading privileges. Can we improve upon this in any way, shape, or form? I doubt it. I think this is literally just the same thing that we had before. Maybe. Nope, we've improved it by 1. Improved it by 2. I don't believe we're going to improve much upon this. Nope. Best offer we got. Alright. Can we do treaties like with, yeah, for example, these guys? They have debt. Would they be willing to transfer any of their territory for debt? How much debt would I be taking on? Okay, not a lot, basically. Ah, yeah, no, okay, so they're pretty wise to that. I guess you can't take transfer money whilst you're clearing their debt. That sort of makes sense, I guess. Well, I think we're alright. I assume the District of Columbia. Wait, I can trade direct, so I can trade directly with the District of Columbia and be like, okay, well, give me Southern Columbia, and I will support your independence, give you military systems, give you investment rights. I mean, Southern Columbia is pretty shit. Northern Columbia is pretty good. That's hilarious if I can trade directly with them. Okay, yeah, I'll do all that stuff to you. I can't goods transfer them. I guess they don't have control of their own market. Yeah, and I'll owe you an obligation. Yeah, buddy, don't worry. Yep, all right. Yeah, for Northern Columbia, sure, I'll do this. Better accept it's an 80% chance to succeed. Bam! What a proposal. Some nice resources there. The British must be like, what the hell? I'm guessing they would not, absolutely would not sell any of the other stuff. I guess the District of Columbia was like not very loyal or something. Okay. Yucatan territory. you know, some investment rights. Hmm. No, I think so. I can't transfer goods to those guys. They don't care. What they did, I guess they don't give a shit about my non. If I wanted to like colonize anywhere. Colonize. Egypt's got high liberty desire. Perhaps I can make a deal with them. Art of the deal is very funny. Let's see. I'm not paying too much for this convention already. 6,000 a week. Give me control of Malacca, so yeah. I wonder how that works. If I like, what if I like basically go here and basically say, okay, well, I want to renegotiate this treaty. That cannot be removed. And say, okay, well, I want to stop paying you that money. They're like, oh yeah, 50% chance, and just like do that. That's quite hilarious. What if I say, hey pal, you know, uh, 6,000? That's just like a bit too much money. What if I only pay you like 1,000 instead? Oh my god, they immediately got screwed on the deal. Can I go negotiate the September convention? Absolutely not. They're like, no, fuck you. We are not interested. Can I renegotiate this treaty? I might be able to. And we put that in force for a long time. Don't think the British have any land that is like particularly useful for me. They surprisingly just don't have iron. Like that's like the thing that I find so strange about the British. They give me a home country's treaty port. The problem is if I put like a money treaty on there, right? Like if I say like, okay, Britain, give me some money. Like the problem that they is that I'm worried that Britain will just withdraw from the treaty. Like, unless they can move this to like an alliance, but they just don't want that. Nah, this treaty is worth more than the money. So how about we just renegotiate it? We renegotiated with an embassy. Let make it last 25 years. Can I like renegotiate with these guys again? No, I can't. That would be funny if I could. I can renegotiate with these guys. Be like, hey, I realize that you're paying me for this land, but could you pay me a little bit more? Well, that's crazy. So quick, can I just do that? No. Okay. No. Okay. That's fine. I'm not interested in messing with those deals. They have no land for me to steal. Has Russia forgotten? Nope, they have not forgotten. Oh Lord, here we go again. Nope, they still... No, never mind. Here we don't go again. They still don't care. They won't just give away Panama. Okay, we're doing alright. We're doing alright. I need to stop trying to mess with these things. I mean, Hudson Bay Company, actually. No. They don't care. They're not interested at all. They don't like me. You guys are cooperative. None of these guys particularly care. Nope. Alright, cool. Oh yeah, Egypt, potentially, in the future, might care. God, we desperately, desperately, desperately need to build up our construction queue. My God, do we need to build it up? I've already been going for an hour and I've not done anything yet. Oh my God. I can only apologize to anyone who's watching this. Okay, they would give like treaty ports basically, but I'm more interested in like states. They're like, no, no, we're not interested in having your support independence for Sinai. All right then. The September Convention can never be renegotiated, that's for sure. Let us form the steadfast union. Oh, that made them break the treaty, I guess. That's not good. Gave them a truce, I guess. Presumably, I would not be able to renegotiate anything, right? No. Yeah, so starting my own block is kind of a stupid idea. Let's have a look. We'll sign the Paris Convention. Well, the convention with the British might have fallen through, but we still have the Paris Convention and the September Convention. How about it, pal? You ready to give up California yet? Previously rejected, and now California's worth even more. It's not gonna happen, I don't think. We simply demand California from them. Okay, none of the powers are interested. Yes, I can't make him a tributary. It's a bit too late for that. All right, Mexico, you still have a chance. You can back down. Or you can face our wrath. It is such a shame that I lost my treaty with the British. Oh, maybe I can actually, oh yeah, well, I might eventually be able to trade a state with the British. I know our relations are terrible. Eight weeks. I assume in 8 weeks we'll get that terrible event, basically. No, I guess it was only a matter of time. Homesteading has been achieved. Do we have a modernization movement? No, we don't. We have peasant movement. Yeah, we've got like nothing else. I guess we can do the professional army now. Just gonna keep pissing off the what's his faces. But that's fine. We can afford to. Yeah, I probably want to like actually move more guys in there just to make sure that we're actually gonna win in a timely fashion. Good, good, good. The Mexican army decided they wanted to have a good fight, and we don't have actually enough transports, basically. No, okay, all right. No, well, whatever. A win is a win, even if it's not a total win. Hey. Now, here's opening. Nope. No port. Well, they've begun embargoing us. Okay, we can once again start negotiating for more land with the Russians. Okay, gold fields have been found in a lot of these territories. $200, presumably because of the gold fields. That place will actually cut them off. If they will trade for that, that'd be great. I assume the September Convention cannot be renegotiated. No, it cannot. Draft treaty. And we'll grant you some monopoly rights. Grant you some other stuff. Some more goods and all that. Okay, that's already done basically. Okay, so these things are kind of holding out on me. They could be giving me a lot more stuff. Damn, minus 70. If our relations are poor with them, that's terrible. All that from like um all that from basically just having the audacity to form my own power block, basically. Really hurt my diplomatic relations with more or less everybody. The fact that Corsica is so cheap is hilarious. Imagine how the Corsicans would feel about that. I think Corsica's funnier. You can avoid war with Great Britain by declaring Portugal for the treaty port in Macau, and Great Britain will join. Yeah, no, I know. I have done several videos where I do exactly that. I just wanted to see if I could prevent it from happening with just treaties, basically. Welcome to what I like to call the funny treaty. No, they want their plus 50, that's too much. Declined, alright then. I mean, Britain hasn't declared war on me yet, and I think their truce is well over now. They're just too scared. I think I'm kind of like um, broken myself out of the opium thing, which is probably not great because you kind of want to get rid of it. But hey, I didn't get the opium war at all, so that's the thing. Means you can't get rid of it, but also means you don't get it. Russia, how could you? We had that beautiful convention. Like almost 9 things on the table there. Fifty-fifty shot of like doing the Louisiana purchase, basically. Not sure if Louisiana's even the. They have a shipyard there, and they have a port. That's quite nice. Florida, perhaps better. Louisiana has plenty of resources. I mean, obviously, something like Virginia is going to be way better, but they're never going to sell Virginia. No. Anything else? They don't want nothing. No tariffs. They don't care about me. Yeah, I will not trade. I promise you, I will not trade fabrics on the world markets. $82% chance. Let's go. Declined. Uh, New Hampshire, South Carolina, Delaware, Mississippi, New York. Alabama, Rhode Island. Rhode Island has like nothing in it. New Hampshire is sort of okay. It ain't no Louisiana though. Right. Keep getting very unlucky with these 80% dice rolls or whatever. Freeport. And then money. Got to have money. They're like, okay, that's not good enough. We already have that. That's nuts. That is nuts. Alright. Now, we're doing pretty well on this, but I'm gonna end the part here. See you guys next time for some more lots of treaties and not a lot of gameplay. Thank you for watching.